Hey guys, if you guys are new here, my name is Janet, aka J Aesthetics. I'm a personal trainer slash coach and content creator. So in this video, I actually wanted to talk about something that has been so heavy on my mind. You guys hit that like and subscribe button right down there, okay? So it's actually been a few weeks since I last posted on here, and I owe you guys a video, and I could not mentally get my mind to do it. There's been some things that have been heavy on my mind and I've been wanting to discuss it, so I figured now is the time. I've been struggling a lot mentally. There's like a lot of things that I've been going through, and some of the things have been surrounding, my career as a coach, as a trainer, and also as a content creator. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about why I almost quit the fitness industry. And there's actually 3 different parts that I want to cover. One being social media. 2 is misleading information. And the third one, which is actually something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, is the lack of representation in the Black and Brown and Latina community. And that's gonna be kind of a big one. So social media has a lot to do with everything in this conversation, but I'm just gonna break it down into some of the things that I've been struggling with. The first one being misleading information. So let's get into it. So the first topic is misleading information, and I'm going to be talking about how that affects my position as not only as a coach, as a personal trainer, but also as a content creator. So I've been in the industry for about 7 years. I've been training for 7, but I've been coaching for maybe 4 to 5. I actually wanted to help women change and shift their mindset about health. It's a little background on that. I grew up with a whole lot of trauma, and my traumas and healing those have been such a major part of not only my transformation, but a reason why I do what I do and I help people. So my traumas, when I was actually living through them, they kept me in such a victim mindset that incredibly hindered my growth as a person, when it came to like relationships, when it came to my health, when it came to my mindset, and even career. With fitness and also with the help of therapy, that was actually my first act of self-care. And that happened like later on in my life. I was probably like 29, 30. So when I first started fitness, for me, it was something that, although there were physical aspects I wanted to like change about myself, for me is a lot more about health than it has to do with any physical aspect or physical appearance. It's just a byproduct of the work that you put in, really. It has helped me change a lot of perspective on how I view myself, on how I love myself, which it was something that I've always struggled with my whole entire life. I had no idea how to do that until I started to actually doing acts of self-care for me. So over time, I learned to pour that into other areas of my life, and then that's when I changed career. I've been in finance, I've bartended, I've worked ophthalmology, I've worked in chiropractor's office. I've done it all until I landed here, where I have such a strong passion for, and it's something that I've actually been struggling with. Crazy, right? So I know that when I got into this position, I know that I had a personal responsibility to debunk so much of the misinformation that's out there, and also the diet culture that comes along with it. I'm like strongly against it. I'm not against dieting. What I'm against is the diet culture and the way that it perpetuates in our society. Because of all this bullshit fad diets, crash diet, and sorry, but those like Herbalife drinks that promotes distorted eating. Like they'll tell you drink 2 shakes and eat 1 meal. Guys, that's starving yourself, and I'm not into that shit, okay? This all brings me to my next point. I've been having over the years such an incredibly hard time trying to convince people that like eating is okay. Trying to convince people that, or especially women, that lifting weights is okay, that it would not make you like manly. And also spending so much time trying to convince people that weight loss and building muscle takes a lot more time than they anticipate. And because of all of these bullshit ass things that you see online and on social media that also perpetuates those kinds of cycles, it's very hard for people to get out of the mindset that this is a lifelong thing and this is just something that I have to learn to get better at, and over time I'm going to become great at it. But the instant gratification of everything makes it incredible. All this misinformation that there is online, like literally you can go search right now how to lose 20 pounds in 10 days and they're gonna give you like these bullshit recipes that'll basically tell you to starve yourself, and then what you're gonna do is that you're gonna go through this whole cycle of yo-yo dieting, and then you come, finally I get people that come to me and they're like, I've tried everything, and then their metabolism is completely fucking shot. Because weight loss takes a while, people end up quitting before they even make a change because they feel defeated. And also because of the constant comparison to other people with their transformations, not understanding that every body is different. And that's another thing that people also perpetuate about, oh, look like me in 4 weeks, and then when they don't get there, they feel like they're doing something wrong, and it's just not fair to them. And it's not fair for like coaches like myself, because there are so many out there that are trying to do the real thing that are struggling, because I've seen what they say. I follow a few of them online and they also oftentimes feel defeated like I do. So my clients feeling defeated, also people on the media like asking me questions feel defeated, and ultimately I do, because I feel like I'm trying to help you guys, but you guys have to understand that these things take time, time. And delayed gratification is so much better than that instant one that everybody's looking for. And I just wish that people can understand that, I spend the majority of my time as a coach trying to convince people that they're on the right path. They just have to stay the course. And that they have just been misled for a long fucking time. There are people that are selling meal plans, just like generic meal plans for everyone, when they don't even understand that everyone requires different amounts of calories. And it's just fucked up. And constantly seeing that and trying to debunk that information and trying to help them just kind of feels like it's falling on deaf ears. And that's kind of what happened. Also, let's not forget to mention that there's like an influx of these like really young creators that are trying to do anything to go viral, right? And like, not to knock them, because it's a job being like, let's say like an influencer. I understand that, I do. But there's also a responsibility that you have to have with this information. These are people's bodies and these are people's health that you are literally fucking with, right? When they say get rid of your fupa with these 4 movements, and you see like those are the kinds of shits that go viral. And then when I see things like that, and I'm like, that's not even okay, because they're not going to get rid of their fupa by doing that. So it kind of puts me in a position where like, I'm like, you know what? I'm throwing in the fucking towel. There's nothing that I can do about it. Last week, I actually took like a break from Instagram. I'm like, I have to recenter myself, because I don't want it to win. All right? We're not gonna let like all this negative shit win and the bad media win when there's so many people that are willing to do the work. So I had to like focus on my current clients that actually work their asses off, right? I had to work on my mental health and kind of like take a step back away from that, because it was actually affecting me. Something that never had affected me before started affecting me now. So yeah, I just had to kind of take a step away and regroup, recenter. And I know that I was like kind of like falling into a rabbit hole of like, I don't want to do this shit anymore, but that's a lie. This is like a passion that I have. It's like burning inside me, like just to help people and to make them understand that they can make a change in their life if they wanted to. And I'm not only talking about like your physical changes. I'm talking about even like the mental changes that's required to make physical changes, right? Because these are things that you have to find within yourself. What drives you? What makes you want to be a better person, and not just think about your health and your future, right? Because you don't want to wait till it's too late for you to think, I should have done this. Fuck that shoulda, coulda, woulda thing. We're doing shit right now, okay? So So let's talk about our next point. And this is actually something that it's been heavy on my mind for years. And I haven't actually spoken about it because I know that it can be so controversial. Why? Because we're talking about the lack of representation for the Black, brown, and Latino. I don't know exactly how to say it because they keep changing it. I'm going to say Latina because I am a cishet woman. Okay, so in that community, there is such a lack of representation in the fitness community. Is insane. Okay, so I'm Dominican, and you probably can hear it in my voice, even though I can't, but you know, I'm brown, I have curly hair. I might be presenting as like mixed, because I am, right, technically, but we're not gonna get into the race and ethnicity thing because we already know. All right, I know that it can be kind of controversial, but it is what it is. So I'm mixed, my parents are mixed, they are from Dominican Republic, right? They migrated here to America, and then there was me. I'm gonna give you guys a backstory. So during the BLM movement, obviously, like, you know, me being brown, they don't really like see me and think, oh, that's a Hispanic woman. They don't. Like, I might look black, or because I am, technically, for the most part, right? So my inbox, my email was fucking flooded with an incredible amount of brands that were reaching out to me out of nowhere. First of all, at that point, my Instagram was like really on the up and up, and I was getting a lot of followers. So, you know, I was getting a lot of traction. A lot of people were like noticing me. But at that point, I was getting so many different brands in my inbox, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit. So they were asking me for so many deliverables. Most discouraging part of it all is that out of all of these brands that were reaching out, they literally did not offer a fucking dollar. Not a dollar. Okay, and I'm not going to obviously mention names because you know I'm just not that kind of person. But these are like really big brands. Okay, if you guys have been following me for a while on Instagram, you understand that, you know, I just wear my clothes, I rock my clothes. I don't really have any brand partnerships, and I have not because I know my worth as a person and the value that I bring to not only the people that follow me, like, but also to my clients. And I'm never gonna steer you wrong, so you know that I'm not gonna like bullshit you guys on things, even like products. You know, there's certain products that I use as far as supplements go, but I'm not gonna push that down your face. I feel weird doing that. I think it takes away from my authenticity. If it's not something that I'm actively using a lot and I believe in, right, I'm not gonna back it up. So if I am using it, I'll back you up. I'm like, you know what, I can stand by this product because it's in alignment with who I am and what I provide. Okay, but aside from that, they were literally offering me nothing, and they would maybe clothes. And I understand that maybe as a younger influencer, by the way, I'm 37 years old, paying me in maybe clothes, that's not a thing for me. Okay, if you want to give me clothes, because I do get a lot of gifts and I appreciate them, and that's why I'm always like shouting out different companies. I do get gifts, I accept them. But as far as brand deals, this was the thing. I was finding out that my mutuals were receiving a lot more compensation, and when I say a lot more, I mean a lot compared to nothing. And I understand that metrics are very important, but at this time my reach was like at over 1 million. Okay, maybe not now because Instagram has severely shadow banned me, but at the time it was insane. Okay guys, so I just feel like they were reaching out to me at that point because they were trying to like hop on the bandwagon of let's get all these creators that are like, you know, black, brown, or Hispanic, or whatever the case is, and let's just try to get them on our team. And then if you actually see their athletes, they hardly even have any. Now they do because they try to be like inclusive, but I see right through the bullshit. There are a lot of companies that are great, and I'm not going to knock that, because there are. All right, and I've had the privilege of working with some of them for like, you know, maybe like a short term. Maybe there are a lot of good companies out there. I'm not even saying that all of them are. I'm just saying that there was a lot of them that are just fucking not, and they were reaching out to Black and brown creators, just trying to get their, you know, just trying to. We're looking for Black and brown creators, and, you know, landed my page, and I'm like, absolutely not. So that's why a lot of you guys, if you guys have been following me on Instagram, have not seen me actually be a part of a team. Yeah, that's not a thing. There are a lot of people that are in the Latina community, especially as fitness, like let's say your influencers. You don't really see a lot of them, and there are people that actually know, and they'll turn a blind eye like they don't know you, right? But that's part of like the scarcity mentality, right? Like, if they mention me or they put somebody on, and they're gonna feel like, oh, you know, I won't be the only Hispanic female or whatever the case is, which is fucking weird, you know? But I understand why that mentality is there, because there aren't many of us on it. And so when it comes to the lack of representation, there's nothing that I can do about that, obviously. I can just keep showing up as I am, you know? And I'm just going to just keep on being as authentic as I can be, although it can be just a little bit discouraging, you know, but it is what it is. Basically, I've had to like sit down with myself, and so basically, don't mind Daisy, she's always not minding her business. I actually had to like go back to the basics, go back to myself and center myself. And like, when I first started coaching, none of that shit mattered. None of it mattered to me. And I think I started to get like a little upset at myself, because I'm like, why the fuck would that shit matter now? You know, I'm always going to be my authentic self, but you know, that being authentic kind of comes with a price. And sometimes that means that not everybody's gonna hear you, right? But I'm not here for everyone, and I have to understand that. I'm not going to be here for everybody. I'm gonna be here for, obviously, the people that really want to make a change. That's why I'm here, okay? That's why I started doing what I'm doing. And it's very hard to make physical changes when your mind is not there, okay? And that actually takes a heck of a lot more work than any kind of like physical activity that you can possibly fucking do. But that's why I'm here, and that's why I actually want to talk to you guys more, and I want to keep making more videos and just like teaching how to do things. Like, my next video is going to be I literally was recording that and I even had to stop it, but my next video is going to be how to do a body recomposition. That's going to be next, and there's going to be so many other things that I'm really going to work on. But I know that sometimes I have to kind of like take a step back, because I was getting a little burnt out. And that's one of the other things. So with there were 3 points that I was making, and that's social media, that's lack of representation, and that is the misleading information. So with social media, I understand that there's so much energy, and you guys have to understand that that's an energy exchange. And if you're constantly seeing things, whether they're negative, they're positive, a lot of negative get pushed out there, you have to kind of take a step back, okay? And do that for yourself. Do a little bit more self-care. That's what I've been doing, okay? And that means that I'm taking a step away from the things that can be draining. And that can be with fucking anything. That can be with people, with relationships, that can be with your job, that can be with... Just take a step back and get rid of the things that just are not good for you. Get rid of even belief systems that hinder your growth, because that shit right there was hindering mine, you know, trying to like, I want to like change the world. I can't change the world. What I can do is I can change the way that I view things. I can change the way that I approach situations now. So I know that I have to care for me, and I know that there are going to be people that are willing to do the work as well. There are going to be people that are willing to listen to me as well. So that's why I'm here. Okay? So thank you guys for listening to my long ass fucking story. And I'll be back, guys. I'll be back. I'll be posting now, you know, now that I've like regrouped and recentered. Okay, so thank you guys for listening. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, and I see you guys next time.